Hey, what's up guys? Sean here at Apollo Scooters. First off, congratulations on your awesome new scooter. If you're watching this video, that likely means you're the proud owner, or soon-to-be owner, of the brand new Apollo Ghost, the newest addition to the Apollo lineup. This video is intended as a tutorial for new owners, and will walk you through the complete setup process, teaching you the basics of how the Ghost works. We'll also be answering some of the most frequently asked questions we receive from new scooter owners. For those of you looking for specific details about setting up your new Ghost, check out the timestamps in the description box below, and jump around to get the exact information you need. When you first open the box, you should find the following items inside: brand new Apollo Ghost, charger box, power cable for the charger, manual, toolkit, and lastly a welcome card from us. Though we do take every precaution to ship our scooters safely, sometimes boxes get damaged or items go missing. So if you're missing anything at this stage, please contact our support team immediately and we'll be happy to assist you. The first thing you're going to want to do is find a flat surface to put your scooter on. We recommend using a chair, a bench, or even the box itself. You'll find having the scooter elevated will assist you in the setup process. From there, you're going to want to unfold the Ghost. To do so, ensure the clamp is unsecured and fold open the stem. Once it reaches its fully unfolded position, firmly slide the safety clamp down. It's important that the clamp reaches its fully lowest position possible, as you don't want to tighten it too high and have the stem collapse while riding. You're then going to tighten the latches. Using the caps on one side, secure the latches until they're quite difficult to push down. You're going to want to have some resistance, as this is what holds the clamp securely in place on the stem, and make sure it doesn't move. Once completed, give your stem a push to make sure it's not so loose. Next up, we have the handlebars. All you need to do is simply lift up both sides of the handlebars until they align. Next, turn the middle ring until it latches onto the other side, and continue turning until it reaches its final position. You'll know they're securely in place when they feel firm and stable. In the future, if you ever need to fold down the scooter, simply reverse the process we just described. A note here is that once folded, your scooter will be able to lock into place using the hook on the back of the deck and the latch on the stem. Alright, now let's get your command center up and running. As you can see, the display, brakes, and key ignition all arrive loose. We do it this way so if there's any impact to the box during shipping, things will shuffle rather than break. Using your toolkit, let's begin by tightening the items on the left side of your handlebar, starting with the key ignition. Position it at an angle that's comfortable for you, and secure it in place by tightening the screw on the back of the ignition box. You'll want to make sure you're turning clockwise until it reaches its maximum position. Next up, let's move to the left brake. Just like you did with the ignition box, position it at an angle that's comfortable for you. There's really no right or wrong angle, although we do recommend pushing it further down, as once you're standing on the scooter, you'll be higher up than you are now. Moving on to the right side of the handlebar, let's position the buttons. Just like before, find your perfect angle and then tighten the screw on the back of the button piece. We're then going to secure the right brake lever, and this one can be a little bit tricky. You're going to want to keep enough clearance between the throttle and the brake lever to avoid your finger getting caught between the two. For this reason, we suggest pushing the right brake lever a little bit lower. Last but not least, let's attach the Ghost display. Find an angle that allows you to easily see the screen, and then using your Allen key, tighten the 4 screws on the top of the display. And that's it. That should be everything as far as your command center goes. However, to be sure, let's perform a quick check to ensure everything is working properly. Start by turning the key ignition using the key attached to your brake line. Then, hold the blue power button for 2 to 3 seconds until it turns on. But don't grab your helmet just yet. We've got a few more things to cover before we start riding. Next, pull the trigger and have the wheels spin mid-air. Then click the single dual motor button to confirm the second motor is working correctly. Check both wheels to ensure both motors are spinning straight. After that, slam both brakes to confirm they work well. A full slam on the brakes helps align the calipers right out of the box and ensures they're effectively stopping the wheels. If you notice any brake rubbing, rest assured this is quite normal out of the box. When adjusting your brakes, we tend to lean on the tighter side. This means the brake pads are closer to the disc, allowing you to stop on a dime. However, after a few rides, the brake pads will wear down a bit and the rubbing sound should go away. Alright guys, now we're ready to move on to the tires. The ideal tire pressure for the Ghost is 50 psi, and we re-inflate your inner tubes to this level at the factory before shipping. However, we recommend double checking the tire pressure before you hit the road, and periodically every couple of months after that. Quick fact, few riders note that the #1 cause of flat tires are overinflated inner tubes, so do stick to the recommended psi and do regular checkups. Although your scooter comes partially charged, we recommend giving it a full charge prior to your maiden voyage. In the odd event of a battery or charger malfunction, you'll be able to identify it right away and get in touch with us so we can make it right, rather than getting stranded in the middle of nowhere with no juice. Grab your charger box and your power cable and attach them to each other. Then, attach one into the wall and the other into your scooter's charging port. Plugging the charger into the wall first allows you to minimize the risk of sparking from the charging port. And no, it doesn't matter which port you use, as they will both charge your battery just fine. The easiest way to know if your scooter is fully charged is by checking the charger box light. While charging, the light will show red, and when fully charged, it will turn green. Once fully charged, simply unplug it and pop the rubber cap back onto the charging port. For those of you concerned about charging your Ghost overnight, there's no need to worry. You can leave it plugged in, and even if it reaches full charge, no damage will occur from overcharging. That being said, if you're leaving on vacation for 2 weeks, we definitely don't recommend leaving it plugged in. Congratulations, you've successfully set up your Apollo Ghost. But before you hit the open road, let's take a quick look at how it actually works. Let's start by inserting the key again and turning it clockwise to activate. You should see the display show the current battery voltage level. For a 52-volt battery, it should read about 58.6 volts when fully charged, and when nearly drained, it's about 44.2 volts. While riding your scooter, it's normal to see the voltage fluctuate as you accelerate or climb hills. This simply means your battery is consuming more power in that moment. With the key still in the ignition, let's turn the Ghost back on by holding the power button on the display. Then, click on the mode button to shift from gear 1 to 2, 3, and then back to 1. While riding, gears are a great way to limit your top speed. In Gear 1, you should max out around 15 miles per hour or 25 kilometers an hour. Gear 2 will get you up to 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers an hour. And in Gear 3, you'll reach top speed. However, it's important to keep in mind that the faster you go, the shorter the range you'll get out of the battery. On the display, you should see the battery icon. This is a proxy for the voltage meter, and you can use it to get a general idea of the remaining battery charge level. However, for a more accurate reading, consult the voltage display as previously discussed. The Ghost also comes equipped with lights. To turn them on, simply press and hold the mode button, and to turn them off, press and hold again. For a more detailed video on how to modify your advanced settings, click here. Next, let's move on to the buttons. You should see the Eco and Turbo buttons on one side, and the single and dual motor buttons on the other. Eco and Turbo do exactly what they say. They reduce or increase the discharge, leading to either a more conservative riding experience or a more dynamic one. The single and dual motor buttons are also quite intuitive. However, there's a critical note here. Don't ever, under any circumstance, switch from dual to single while riding. This will cause a scooter to downshift like a car, thus creating a braking force and can lead to falls and injuries. Last but not least, you have your throttle. To test this out, it's time to take your scooter outside. Simply press the throttle to accelerate. Make sure to do so gently at first to get a feel for the scooter's power. Your brakes work similarly to bicycle brakes. Simply press to apply braking force. Again, we recommend starting with slow speeds to get a feel for both the acceleration and the braking of the Ghost. Well, that pretty much wraps up the basics of how your Ghost works. But before we finish, let's take a quick look at a few commonly asked questions we get from first-time Ghost riders. The Ghost features 2 charging ports allowing you to charge it more quickly. If you purchase a fast charger, do not use it at the same time as your regular charger. The dual charging ports can only be used simultaneously with either 2 regular chargers or 2 fast chargers, but not one of each. The Ghost is water resistant. This means you can use it in light rain or in wet surfaces. But seeing as it's still an electronic device, we recommend avoiding heavy rainfall or deep puddles. Generally, similar rules apply to snow as to rain. If it's lightly snowing, it should be fine. However, plowing through a snowbank, while fun, is not recommended. Keep in mind, using your scooter in the cold will reduce the battery performance. And lastly, if you're riding on roads with salt, make sure to wipe it down after, as salt can corrode parts of the scooter. While cleaning your scooter with a hose might seem like the easiest way to get the job done, we recommend using a cloth or paper towel, spraying it with a cleaning detergent, and wiping the scooter surfaces. Do not spray anything directly onto the scooter to avoid unnecessary exposure to liquids. We'll be covering this in more detail in a separate video, but the general principles are as follows. Check the tire pressure and inflate to 50 psi if needed, adjust the brakes and replace the brake pads when necessary, lubricate the bearings, and perform a visual check to scan for external damage. Always start by visiting the support page of our website. There you'll find a wealth of knowledge, repair videos, and troubleshooting guides. If you can't find what you need, or if you have a different question, you can also speak with us directly by contacting our support staff via our website, apoloscooters.co. Alright, you should now be all set to ride your new Apollo Ghost. Thanks very much for your trust in Apollo, and we hope you love your new machine. Ride safe, and have fun.